This paper-based assessment I wanted to show you is a simple cognitive assessment, but it's good for showing paper because it's something that we might want to have visuals while also wanting to write on. So I didn't want to have this one digitally presented because I didn't think it would be as easy to connect the dots and copy this cube if I'm using my mouse. I've gotten pretty good at writing with a mouse now that I've done telepractice for so long, but I'm still not an artist with it. So this might be something that you want to send both to the client and also have on your screen so that you're looking at the same thing. If especially they need a little bit of help with prompting and what to do. So these picture things you can go along with the client and show them, okay, I'm going from 1 to A to 2, so they see physically what your hand is doing. That visual can really help some clients. So the first thing that'll come up is one of the cards that you'll have the kids say, much like we would do with a gifta. So have the kids say book, and they'll see the two sounds that you're looking for him to say. It's automatically marked in green, assuming that he's going to get it right. So let's say he got the B right, we're going to leave that green, but the K didn't come out quite right. If you click the K, first thing that will come up is it's red. That means it's just wrong. Doesn't give us really any more information than that, but we know it's wrong. If you click it again, yellow means a distortion. If we click this arrow to the right, we can come down and get a list of different phonological processes, substitutions, distortions that could happen for this given sound. So let's actually go back and say that instead of a K, he did a T. So you could look at it from this angle and say that he's fronting. It'll give you an example and say what fronting is, if you don't remember, an example of what it sounds like, and what I think is really cool, the age of elimination. So you can automatically start to think, oh, this kid is a little too old for this. The other one I want to show you is an aphasia test. It's called CASE, Comprehensive Adult Speech Language Evaluation. Okay, so this is what comes up. You need to add a patient as well. So Mr. John Doe is going to be a little bit older today. And he's a male. Add new patient. Now this is cool because it sets you up for a really nice description in your report. Gives you information about what happened to him in his history, and each place that's blue, you can click and put in more information and type what happened with a recent hospitalization or what happened with his stroke, whatever you want to put in here. If you decide to use a digital evaluation designed for telepractice, you unfortunately have pretty limited options right now. Pearson offers a service called Q Global. This is different from Q Interactive, which is an iPad-based system. Many popular speech and language tests and related service assessments have been formatted for the computer, including the GIFTA 3, the Kaufman battery, the SELF 5, the EVT2, the PPVT4, the Wyatt 3, the WISC 5, and the Vineland 3rd edition. But what's missing from this list? Do you see any tests for adults, such as aphasia or dysarthria? There are also no tests for fluency, reading, autism, and social communication, or young children's language, like the PLS-5. Another publisher offering digital tests is WPS, which has more adult tests, but very few digitized options. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, is the receptive identification. So let's say that we got down to colors, and I said, show me red. Well, obviously I can't see where the kid is pointing their finger unless I have another camera on their monitor, with like the camera pointing from maybe their shoulder to the monitor where their finger's pointing. We don't always have that ability because adding another webcam can be costly or cumbersome for the family. So some options that we can try are having an assistant in the room, usually the parent or a teacher's aide, something like that, to tell us what the kid pointed to. So with no other prompting, this is really important that we have the other adult on board to be quiet and not give them any hints. Say, what did the kid point at? And then they just honestly tell us. Another way we can do it is if the kid has a touchscreen monitor. So, some laptops now are coming out with them. You can do it on an iPad, but I've talked before about why I don't like to use iPads as their means of accessing teletherapy, because it doesn't always work the best with our platforms. Laptops and computers seem to be better, but you can. Or, there's even just monitors by themselves that are touch screens. So those are some options. You have to think about cost, though, as well. The last thing you can do is have the kid use the mouse as a finger. So I will actually show the kid my mouse and say, do you have one like this? And then they find it. Hopefully they have a physical mouse rather than a laptop pad, because most little kids are not very good with those. But if they have a physical mouse that they can put their hand on top of, most little ones are pretty good at being able to move it around. I tell them to use the cursor like their finger. I say, put the mouse where you want me to look. So they end up putting it right there. I say, show me where you want me to look. And then if they put it on there, we found red, that will work.